Yo, my name is Freund and I'm a professional tennis player. In today's video, I'm competing for some glorious ATP points in order to reach my goal of playing in a Grand Slam someday. In order to play in a Grand Slam, I need to have a singles world ranking of about 230 in the world, which I need about 269 ATP points, which is a few more than I currently have right now. But I can also make it to a Grand Slam in doubles if I get to a doubles ranking of about 80 in the world. And yeah, then I'll play a Grand Slam. So easy as that. Ready to get into these matches and see if we can get some ATP points. All right, so we're taking on Aleksandr Braynin here in the second round in Portugal, and I kind of snuck a little peek at him the day before when he was playing his first round, and I saw that he's a big guy. He plays very heavy. He's very good at changing direction and really leaning on the ball, which is pretty much exactly what I personally need to work on a lot. And what I kind of talked through, if you watched my previous match, just trying to be a little more aggressive on the ball, just not being too passive and letting him dictate. I want to try to be more in charge, but obviously it's only one day in between these matches, and yeah, it is pretty tricky to make these adjustments. But one of the key focuses for me, obviously, in this match, easier said than done, but it is to try to serve a lot better. And obviously it's not going to be that hard serving better than my previous round, where I actually did 14 double faults there. But yeah, once again here, like on these courts, like the ball is pretty bouncy, so I end up deciding to take a lot of returns pretty far back and just trying to rip it up high and heavy towards the middle to try to neutralize it as much as possible, and then from there try to find some balls to step into right there. But I gotta give credit to this guy, like he was very tricky at being aggressive on, if that makes sense. Like he was just constantly, good little passing shot there by me, obviously a little lucky with the little neck court there, but we're at 30 all here in the first game, putting some pressure on him straight away. But yeah, you see that down the line forehand, like he's very good at just changing direction and really hitting through the ball as he's changing the direction. And that's something I'm going to talk about a little bit as this video goes on, but you know, trying to get away from his game where he's very comfortable, like just on these neutral balls. I feel like he's constantly the guy against me to really, like, I got a good opportunity there to try to put some pressure on there in the straight away in the first game. But yeah, in these neutral rallies, I feel like he's very often, or pretty much always, being the guy that finds something to lean on, like that backhand. I have to end up like slicing that one, and yeah, really good shot by him there, just stepping into it and taking over. So obviously here on the service game, this is where I really need to step up, try to make a lot of first serves in order to put myself in a more aggressive position or opportunity to be more aggressive on him. And yeah, I just kind of, that's something I saw, especially like in the previous round, that he's very good at on second serves, like leaning on them and just constantly being very aggressive. And you can see here like also on first serves, contrary to what a lot of other people did here at this tournament, he just decides to take everything early. And I feel like that's a good, very smart game plan, especially because, as I've talked about, like having the right mindset when you're playing is just so important, that you're just constantly like committing to the tennis and trusting the long-term process of it. And obviously him, you see there's no hesitation what he wants to do. Like he constantly wants to be aggressive, be on top of the ball, hit through them, take balls above the net, change direction, try to stay away from being like defensive as much as possible. And that's something you probably notice a lot of times as well when he's being pressured out in the corners. He's very good at like counter punching straight away, that he goes pretty big and hard and low in order to do a good job there at the net. That was something that for sure saved me in the first round. But yeah, just kind of taking a little chance there almost straight away to get away from being defensive too long, because yeah, I really felt like when I got him under pressure in defense, if I managed to get in the 1-2 shots, I would pretty much win almost every point. And that's something that he probably knows as well, so that's why he kind of just takes a more statistical approach to it, and yeah, when he's under pressure, he decides to kind of bail out from it straight away in order to give himself the best opportunity to not be in that position. Yeah, you see here, like, it's such a good job, even though I feel like I'm hitting decent returns, but he's very good at, like here on this forehand, even though he's pretty far back behind the court, he just still manages to really punch through with the whole body there, and just puts a lot of yeah, there's a lot of weight on the ball, very heavy, and just really committing to swing through those aggressively all the time. Contrary to myself, where, as I've talked about, like, yeah, I played too many tournaments, double fault there. Yeah, there the second serve is really stepping on that, and like not a hesitation in the world. He knows exactly what he wants and tries to do there. Just steps up, takes care of it, and punches me right there. And constantly doing a good job here, like finding myself at the net, winning a lot of points there, and pretty aware of this. So that's obviously what I'm trying to build my game around, trying to get there more. And like looking back at this and what I'm trying to improve, I feel like I wanted to try to utilize it even more. Maybe on returns that I could, something that I like looking back at this footage as something that I feel like I could have done better for sure. Like on first serves, I get that I stay back a little bit. But on second serves, I really want to see myself, even though it's tough here on these bouncer courts, that I want to see myself just taking more chances and just trying to work on that more and more. But yeah, good return there, deep ball. But yeah, he's doing a good job of getting the balls back to a good depth on the ball, and then here leaning on these forehands, changing direction. No leg court there. A little trick one and a good little dip volley there. And yeah, get it back to deuce. So see if we can try to put some pressure on him here in the first set. We had a little opportunities there in the first game, but nothing really past that. But yeah, I feel like I'm not going to get too many looks on his serve, because even though he misses a lot of first serves, his second serve is actually very heavy, and it's very hard to get an upper hand there. And that's where maybe, as I talked about, that I wish I maybe take some more chances there. But we actually have a break point here though, straight away, actually at 2-all. This is a first serve, so I get a good look here. Good deep ball there that I can't really get around. And I just get a little overexcited there and end up punching downward, way out somewhere. And there's no coincidence that I end up doing that, to be honest, because it's kind of like when you're playing against a guy that's so consistently on top of you, like aggressive on you, he's like, you can almost get like surprised when you get the opportunity to get a shorter ball on his service game. Especially like in my service game, I feel like I'm more in the mindset, like if a good ball there by him, I feel like I did a good job at coming forward. It was the right play, the full point through. He was just, yeah, just too good there. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there a little bit. But yeah, so when you're playing against a guy that is this consistently aggressive, kind of falling into again like the little more passive mindset. Good volleys here. Oh, he's really scrapping around these. That would have been a good one. Yeah, I just missed that. Good scrappiness by him. That's not necessarily where you'll see him a lot of times, but he's good tennisman, good athlete, so obviously he can figure it out. But yeah, as I talked about a lot, like my kind of game plan and my mindset as I'm playing these matches, it just needs to be more long-term oriented compared to short-term, where I kind of fall back into my more comfortable kind of way of playing, like waiting for balls a little bit more and just kind of like hitting through and almost get punished. I need to get a little more distinct on these balls, really trying to finish these off. But yeah, just gotta like get back to that long-term focus of my playing, just taking more chances, being more aggressive. I know I can play that kind of tennis, but a lot of it has to do with the confidence and the mindset of it. And you know, there's no easy way to get there. I just need to get back out and playing a lot more, because now, yeah, when you're playing one tournament here and there, you feel like every tournament is like so important, like it's so crucial for me to do well here. Obviously, me not having too many points right now. Well, really good job here on these fours. Like you really see, even though I get a good deep return, he's moving backwards, but just so good and like really pushing through with the whole body, swinging through, no hesitation there. And yeah, that's for sure something I wish I could do better here. It's something we're working on, obviously. Got to trust the process of it, and I know I can do that kind of gameplay because I've done it before, and yeah, that's how I've beaten some of the best players that I've beaten in my career for sure. So I know that's what I need to get better at. But obviously, in the heat of the moment, it's tricky when you're out there, first couple tournaments. yeah, just not trusting it enough, to be honest. But yeah, you see him getting a little wild there with a few shots, and we're at 4-all now. Getting a look at a second serve. Good deep return, but I feel like he's just doing a good job. Even though I pressure him back, still finding a way to really just punch through these balls. And yeah, just keep staying aggressive, like staying the guy that's in charge of the points. I think I'm questioning the call a little bit. Sounds like I was pretty sure. I thought it was out, but yeah, it is what it is. It usually goes back and forth, right? So at the end of the day, should even out. Good big serve there by him to hold there to 5-4. Obviously a big hold, putting a lot of pressure on me here to stay in this set. Good ball there by me. Really good first ball, getting a deep one there, and finally managed to get him to like not be able to swing through the ball. And yeah, see if we can stay on here. Like they change of direction with the backhand. This one is just not really enough on these balls. I feel like I'm I don't know, just kind of like rallying a little too much here, and then just trying to force something to happen. So I feel like it's tricky when you have that mindset where you're just kind of rallying, and then every time you try to make something happen, you try to make something happen, if that makes sense. Or you're kind of going from like just jumping gears all the times, and that's just not the way to go. You need to kind of have that more consistent mindset, like trying to be aggressive, and if it's not there, then it's not there. Then I can turn it down a notch and just stay a little more consistent. But now it's almost more the opposite way. Good ball there, like that's what I want to see, like more aggressive hitting through it. It doesn't have to be a winner all the time, but more of having that mindset. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I did a good job there. Like, it was the right play coming forward, having the opportunity there. But as I talked about, like, he's constantly going to look for opportunities to stay away from defensive kind of tennis there. So he kind of went for it down the line. Tough ball, not big marginals, but yeah, he made it and got the first set. So credit to him. Obviously sneaking away with the first set there. I feel like it was small marginals, but I mean, looking at this, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm constantly like under pressure from him. He's the guy in charge of this match, as I'm just making it, trying to stay in it, trying to find something. But it just looks like my natural gameplay is just making balls, compared to his natural gameplay is taking charge. If that makes sense. So yeah, just really big forehand there, and then like looking at the way I'm playing this match, like a lot of times if I get that opportunity, I'm more just gonna roll it down the line, not necessarily hit through it down the line. And that's where the big difference and the big issue for me here so far in this match, that like when I'm getting the opportunity to punish him, not necessarily taking it, and that just kind of gives him, I guess, the calmness to not feel that much pressure to rally with me, compared to me, who maybe feels a lot more pressure to rally with him, because if I rally with him and don't hit a good enough shot, he's gonna abuse it, to say the least. So that's where it's like constantly, when you're playing against better and better players, getting less and less opportunities to put pressure, change up the rhythm, and that's where, just at the end of the day, serving is such a big key in order to constantly like give yourself that opportunity to put yourself in that position where you can actually get an opportunity to be aggressor. But you know, missing a lot of first serves, getting in the second serves, playing against a guy like this, he's going to take charge, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, 3 out of 4 kind of starts of points. Like when he's serving first serves, I'm under pressure. When he's serving second serves, I'm neutral, which usually ends up putting him, well, sorry, I missed there, break point against me. Good job there, stepping up a little bit when I needed to. That one looked a little shaky. I don't like how I kind of rolled that one, but I managed to figure it out there, coming forward at the net. But yeah, big hold there. I feel like it's really crucial to not let the match slip away from him there. But as we're talking about, so when he's serving first serves, like right here, he's usually going to be the guy, or absolute majority of the time, he's going to be the guy putting pressure and being aggressive throughout the point. On second serves, good job there. Good return, he managed to get down. But on second serves, I'll usually manage to get it to neutral, but then as we've seen here in neutral points, he's usually end up being the guy on the aggressive side. On my first serves, that's where I have the opportunity to be the aggressor. On second serves, because he's leaning so much on it, he's always going to be the aggressor on my second serves pretty much. Maybe a miss some, maybe not, but he's constantly being the guy taking a chance on it. So you see here, 3 out of 4 points, he's 3 out of 4 beginning of points, he's constantly being the guy in charge. And yeah, I need to try to equal out that to, like, on second serves, on his second serves, so I can manage to maybe put pressure and be aggressive on there. And that will kind of like neutralize it, I guess, in a way, if that makes sense. But yeah, I can kind of see, like, he just constantly manages to lock me into these rallies, and I'm really trying to punish him there. I had the opportunity here, but yeah, once again, just kind of over snapping it. Like, there's no really like nice and fluid aggressive swing through it. I'm just kind of like going in between, like making it and then like snapping it. So it's just I don't know, just being a little stressed out there, to be honest. I need to find more of a calmness. Like, I'm scraping out here. I'm working really hard, like running, scraping, trying to find points, trying to, I don't know, win this match, obviously. But looking at it, there's a lot of things I need to improve in order to get where I want to go. So putting on some pressure here, managing to find a break point, just making a lot of balls, being scrappy, and he comes up with a few errors. But once again, there you see a great first serve and getting around with that forehand and just taking care of business. And we're back to deuce again. So yeah, he's constantly the guy in charge. And if he does it well, he usually wins the point. If he doesn't do it well, then he usually ends up losing the point. But yeah, as you hear, he's the guy kind of dictating the outcome of the match a little bit here. I feel like I'm trying to change the direction, but once again, it's just a little passive. To be honest, like, I'm moving the ball around, but it's just not, the confidence not there that I want to see when I'm hitting and changing the direction here. But once again, he's falling down a little bit on level, maybe. I don't know if you can call it that, but maybe I'm making a few more balls, putting a little more pressure, just scraping around here, and we actually have another break point to see if we can put some pressure on him there. So yeah, getting around that forehand, but just not really doing anything with the ball, and instead he ends up getting the opportunity to instead take charge and dictate, and he takes it, and now he kind of has me locked in here. And I overhit a little bit to try to get away from it, but yeah, just not doing it good enough. So I feel like I remember that point specifically. Actually, I was a little disappointed because I felt like I had 2-3 shots that I could have done so much more with, but I just kind of bailed out last second and didn't really go for it. Instead, just make sure I make it and put pressure on him to see if he has what it takes. But yeah, I'm doing everything I can here to try to stay in this game and prolong it as much as possible to see if any more opportunities presents itself. Yeah, but yeah, getting a little frustrated here as I feel this like suffocating a little bit. That like I'm just not getting anywhere, if that makes sense. So trying to mix it up there with a little slice to change direction. Good ball there. I feel like I'm getting some opportunities here to try to pressure him around. And you see there with a great counterpunch from that forehand, and deservedly I get it back to deuce here. But yeah, good drop shot. Like, he's doing a good job. He's actually getting me a good amount of times here on drop shots. I feel like I'm usually pretty good at getting forward on these. And yeah, I was very frustrated after this game. Having so many opportunities and then just not necessarily opportunities, but opportunities to create opportunities, if that makes more sense. And I feel like I didn't even go for the opportunity to create something and see what happened. So I was just frustrated that just kind of being just a little too passive in the mindset there. And then obviously the way that game ended with having a pretty relatively easy passing shot there after a half volley that wasn't good enough by him, and then leg cord, and yeah, end up losing that one. So pretty frustrated here, but I feel like I'm doing a good job of just staying with it, focusing on the right stuff, going forward. Good job. That's where I'm winning the points. Like that's where I'm punishing him. That's where I'm constantly coming forward. As soon as I get a short ball, I'm doing a good job of coming forward, but it's just more of those in-between shots where it's like more neutral that I feel like I'm not creating as much as I need to create from these at this level, to be honest. But that is something I'm constantly working on. As mentioned, more excuses, but yeah, it's one of the first couple tournaments, so the confidence is not where it needs to be, but working on it, that's for sure. But yeah, good pressure there. We get it back to 2-all, and I like those little slices. I feel like I maybe could have utilized slices a little bit more to try to stay away from it. Drop shot there that I don't really necessarily feel like is good enough, and yeah, I missed that one. I managed to punish him and put some pressure on him. As you might know, like tennis is a lot of momentum shifts, a lot of momentum back and forth, calmness, and like how you feel doing it. Like you lose some tough points, tough games, and then you can kind of let it keep running away from you a little bit. That's something that I really feel like is a big difference between absolute top players. You see how good he is at, like, even though he's far away there, he just still managed to get his body behind it. But as I was saying, like that's something like good higher level players are so much better at regaining momentum when they lose it, compared to maybe lower levels that when they lose the momentum, they have a tendency to let it run away a little too much. And yeah, good point by him there. I feel like I did a good job, good try there, but yeah, solid point by him. But yeah, lower levels, you lose the momentum, you end up letting it get away from you a little too much, and yeah, you can't afford that at this level. So yeah, he's getting a little bit passive sometimes with these slices, but I really feel like he hasn't hit too many slices before. But good depth by me there to see if I can try to put some pressure on him. And I'm not sure what happened. I mean, he looked like he for sure thought that ball was out. It's hard to tell, obviously, in this angle. Yeah, I guess he kind of like half stopped playing on it, but yeah, really good job by him there. Once again, like I feel like I'm trying to neutralize these balls, but he's constantly taking the chances, swinging through these, and yeah, putting a lot of pressure on those, especially inside out forehands. Just very heavy, a lot of weight behind it. So good depth by me here, but yeah, once again, it gets to that inside out forehand. Or inside in forehand actually it was, but yeah, good ball. Like all these balls actually look like they're almost out from this angle, but good scrappy point. I feel like I'm maybe managing to getting a little more tired. Some of these balls that he's hopefully getting a little more tired as he's hitting through these shots. But yeah, he's still doing a good job of just getting around it, finding that forehand and just kind of, yeah, taking charge straight away. But it gives me a third opportunity here with the double fault. But it's just way too cheap return. They're missing that one. But I mean, there's no coincidence that I missed that one. I end up getting a 4 chance here, but no coincidence that I missed that return though. After like hitting decent returns, and he just still stays on top of me, putting pressure. So I probably felt the urge to like try to put more pressure on him, but he ends up doing a little cheap error there on the backhand, which we have not seen so far too much, and we end up getting the breaker up 3-2 in the second set. So now, as I talked about with momentum, there's a lot of momentum kind of moving a little bit more towards the middle. I feel like throughout most of the match, the momentum has kind of been on his side of the court, but now it's starting to be more in the center, and this game is for sure a very crucial game when it comes to kind of the looks of the match. Getting a little lucky there with the leg court on the forehand, and I'm not a big fan of that I just kind of pull off, and it's just lacking a bit of confidence, like hitting through these shots, as I talk about a lot. But I like this coming forward. Good job with these volleys, and a really good job passing that one. A crucial point there, obviously at 30-all there, and yeah, it's just constantly like, that's something like, if I want to give myself credit, like constantly like coming forward, getting tough balls. I always feel like I'm doing the right decision there, like putting it deep and stuff like that. And yeah, I just got to transfer that kind of like confidence into the rest of my game. But obviously getting a crucial hold there to 4-2, and like one of my former coaches used to always say, it's not a break unless you hold. So finally managed to kind of like finalize that break. Obviously having some pressure here now at 15-30, and for sure got a big momentum shift after getting that. Comes up with a leg cord, probably deserved it after I got the leg cord previously. But yeah, have some opportunities here to kind of regain the momentum a little bit, or take control of the momentum more. But yeah, I just cannot afford to do that after all that scrappiness. 30 all at 4-2, 2-4. Yeah, 4-2 is just such a crucial point that let's say I get that one, and all of a sudden he's facing break points to go down a double break here in the second set. Good job there. Good scrappiness by me. They're just refusing to let it slip away from me here. Just constantly trying to put pressure on him to regain that momentum, and obviously, yeah, back to deuce here again. Yeah, I mean, you never know what happened, but yeah, if I just didn't kind of throw that forehand away, and I don't know, then a tight call here coming up at deuce. I do remember this serve, actually. I felt like it was pretty far out. Probably end up showing it here, but bad angle, obviously, for the referee sitting in a chair. It's kind of, I don't know, it is what it is. But yeah, not to happen with that one, obviously, as I kind of feel how crucial these points are at this stage of the match, how crucial every one of these kind of momentum shifts are. But he ends up getting the hold there. For sure could have done a lot more pressure, and then, you know, kind of got back to neutral again there with the momentum. And then obviously with me starting off the game like this with a double fault and then a pretty weak, cheap forehand error. And then another backhand error, back to love forward, and yeah, I want to say that even though I'm up on the scoreboard, up a break still, facing break points still, but yeah, the momentum is really probably more on his side right now, actually. Just kind of stayed more neutral there, even though I was up a break. And yeah, he just kind of regained it a little bit there. But yeah, you constantly see those forehands just dangerous, and of course, you get the break back with a double fault there. So we're back to 4-all, all leveled here in the second set. And yeah, he's just taking his chances when he gets them, and I'm just not necessarily taking them. Good deep return there, but I feel like I could have been a little quicker on those after getting that deep return. Just not doing enough with this return. You straight away see him taking charge with that forehand. But a good little counterpunch by being there to get back into it. See if we can try to put some pressure and get him moving a little bit here. Yeah, I like these balls, but yeah, he just missed that one. And yeah, I like those balls that managing to put some pressure, getting to his backhand, but it is easier said than done, as he does a very good job of getting around to it and coming up with some aces here and there. Don't think I've hit a single ace so far in this tournament, almost like in singles, so just not getting anything there. Compared to him, you know, is just really using his serve as a weapon, and that is big difference for sure. Crucial volley there by me. Really needed that one. I was down love 15, and as I mentioned, the momentum shift is kind of slipping away from me here a little bit. I'm managing to stay in it and have a tough task ahead of me here. Like, I'm starting to feel like his confidence, like hitting through these, locking me into these, and yeah, I'm trying to bail out of it a little bit, moving down the line, but it's just not enough on that down the line ball, and like he easily gets there, and then it just kind of is still the same kind of problem, I guess, when I switch directions. But he has time to still stay aggressive on me there, so it doesn't really matter, and I end up kind of woofing the backhand. And yeah, we do very costly double fault there, down 15-30, and because of that we have to face 2 match points here, down 15-40, 4-5. Good forehand there. I like that one. It was actually finally a little bit of confidence and oof there. Maybe a little too late, but yeah, just like it is there. Just gotta get it out more. That one too, like more hitting through that one. I like that one. So yeah, second match point, and it does a good job of getting back this one. See if we can try to figure something out. Got a little dropper there, and yeah, just managed to save that one. So we're under a lot of pressure here for sure, but I feel like we're starting to try to hit through these a little bit more, I guess. Like, there's a few of those that I like, but good shot by him there. Like, really kind of find that extra pace on that forehand, like really hitting through with his body there. And yeah, we have another match point against us. Trying to move it, but yeah, once again he hits us. not too happy with that one. But yeah, he hits us again with that quick counter punch, and credit to him. I feel like he did. Yeah, it was just better than me today out there. Obviously disappointing losing, but the way I'm looking at this match when I played it, I really don't think I deserve to win it. There's just a lot of things out there that I still need to improve in order to get to the level I need to be in order to actually beat the people I need to beat and get to where I want to be. I mean, if we look at the positive of it, I feel like I know pretty confidently what needs to be done, what stuff I need to work on, and I have done it before. I have beaten a lot of good players when playing the game, so I know that is the way to go. But yeah, just right now it is a little frustrating, you know, trying to find that confidence, especially serving is a huge disadvantage for me almost right now, which is not the way it can be or should be in men's tennis. Like, yeah, it's just not good enough, to be honest. But just getting that service percentage up, getting some more kind of better mindset on the serve is for sure going to make a miles of difference on my game style. Hopefully, like making more serves, having more of the mindset of like using my serve as a weapon, using it to try to gain an advantage compared to just surviving or starting the points with a serve. That just gonna slowly, hopefully, build to the rest of my game, to have that consistent mindset of looking for opportunities. I get away from that little passive mindset of staying far back in the court waiting for the ball because I'm not confident like stepping into it and swinging through. So just got to keep building on this, keep working on it. But do not go anywhere though. We actually have one more tournament at the same facility, so obviously hopefully I can grow into it a little bit more, keep working on the conditions, getting better at like adjusting to it, using it to my advantage, and kind of playing tennis I want to play. But also in this week we still have doubles. I'm playing together with my long-term partner Johannes Ingelsson from Denmark. We have a very solid record together. I think we have 5 titles now, 4 or 5 titles together, but we have a record of about like 24-1. So we've been doing pretty well together. Focus obviously now out in singles, gonna focus a lot on doubles this week. But then, as mentioned, there's one more week here on the same facility. So a new opportunity to keep building, keep working on this stuff. Gotta get the serve in check. But yeah, either way, thanks a lot for watching so far. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. It's gonna be a lot of more videos like this coming out. As mentioned, you know, next week's tournament and then a lot of stuff. So yeah, you gotta keep working, know what to do, and yeah, just gotta keep chasing it and keep working out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.